All right, up next we have Gemini rising and sun. This is an important new moon for you guys because this is a Gemini new moon happening on June 6th. That means it's going to be in your first house. And it's important anyway because this new moon is at 16 degrees of Gemini and Venus is also at 16 degrees of Gemini. So that means the sun and Venus are sitting and hanging out together. The last time this happened was at the start of Venus's cycle with the sun back in August of 2023. And this was in the sign of Leo, which is in your third house if Gemini is your rising sign. So there could have been some kind of idea, communication, decision, trip that you went on, something that you were studying, something that you were thinking about back in August of 2023 that you are having kind of come to a milestone right now or a turning point that is showing that you're making progress in that area of your life around this new moon. And so, if there is something like that, this is a time for you to develop that idea in order for it to change you as a person, because this new moon is in your first house about you. So, there's something within you that is very much, again, going to alter your life as a result of the decision that you made back in August or the thing that you were really working on or investing in or thinking about or studying back in August of 2023. So Venus being on this moon, it does give you guys a lot of blessings. Honestly, I'm seeing a ton of blessings. Before I get into that though, I do want to mention that there are some challenges to it as well, because this moon is making a square to Saturn in Pisces in your 10th house. So there is something going on here where you could feel like you are about to come up on a new kind of like threshold within your career or within your life direction. That could be anything that may feel like it's challenging you to step up as a leader. And you as an individual are going to have to change your self-concept and what you value and what you prioritize and where you spend your time and how you manage your resources and manage your energy in order to be able to align with this leadership position and make this thing happen. And the universe is applying that pressure. It's like, okay, you want to be a doctor? Well, not only did you go to school and you started doing all those things, but now you're going to have to see yourself and manage your time, money, energy, and health like a doctor would. Be the example, be the leader of somebody who is in that position, who is health conscious, who is wise, who is in charge of something important like that, of other people's well-being. And you have to level up in order to match that leadership position. And so I think you're going to feel some of that pressure during this period of time of transformation. And I see that with the leadership card here. It's literally like you stepping into a leader. And I think that that also means not always having like very harmonious like viewpoints. Sometimes being a leader means that you have a unique perspective that goes against the grain. This card talks about provocation, power, and instigation, and I do think there may be something along this journey where you have your own perspective or your own value points that is going to rub against what society expects, which is a square to Saturn, what authority figures tell you should be doing or how things should be. It's like you kind of see what you want for that instead. So that might not feel relevant right now, but I feel like that is going to very much come into play in the future. So keep that kind of tucked in the back of your mind. One of the things that I think Saturn is ultimately doing is it's trying to help you remain focused. And I really see that with this Temperance in reverse and this Stone card. If you haven't watched the overview, definitely go back and watch it. But this Stone card speaks so much to what I was trying to describe in the overview. So let's start off with Temperance in reverse. This is a card of excess, imbalance. So this could look like you needing to come back into alignment, come back into healing. I don't really see it as much around healing, although that is relevant. But I do feel like a lot of this is more so, where have you gotten off track? And with Gemini, that tends to be overcommitting, doing too many things, being really scattered, or being really interested in a lot of things, or being very social and not leaving enough time or energy for other elements of your life. This could be overspending, this could be overeating, this could be sleeping at weird times. So if there's anything in your life where you've put too much like focus or energy towards it, or have scattered your energy too much, and you have values that are going unaddressed, this is your time to realign that. And I feel like my Geminis have been working on that already, but this is a check-in point for that. This could have been something that you started working on back in August, and now you're checking in again and seeing how far have I come? What else can I do? This stone card in particular is very, very important. I'm going to read what it says in the book because it's just so well put. This is a card about being steadfast, loyal, committed, and present. So the stone is used as an anchor to our wild side. So no matter how far we roam, we can always find our way back. It tethers us to earth, helping to ground and connect to stillness, quiet, and peace. So that is something that I feel like happens. It's talking about the frenzy of the world. And that's what I feel like is a good word to describe Gemini energy, a frenzy. It's a busyness, it's a stimulation, it's like an overdoing of action often, or mental activity. And so this stone energy is like trying to ground you and earth you and make you more committed to the path. One of the downsides, and this is Saturn again, Saturn applying that pressure of how do we maintain focus? How do we maintain loyal? How do we create more peace and stillness? How do we find a way to juggle all these new things in our life and not like lose our mind or get anxious? And that is, it's about creating balance and harmony in our life with Venus on this moon. And so how do you do that for yourself, especially physically? Because Venus is in your first house. So many of you guys will notice that maybe things start picking up in your life and get really busy now that Jupiter is moving into your sign. It's getting definitely very busy. And so from that perspective, you might take on more and your health could start to change. Your habits around your health could start to change. And this is asking you to remain consistent or steadfast or loyal to your well-being and your balance and harmony in your life. When we go into excess Saturn energy, we can start to feel weighed down, cold, or held back. So we can also like lean too much into Saturn and get too critical with ourselves. Like, I wasn't perfect today. And you can start being like, just overly cold with yourself and not understanding of the ins and outs of the complexity of life. Like, where some days you might not have the time to do your workout or whatever. And so this stone card is really trying to say that it's meant to be something that keeps us steadfast, but not something that keeps us stuck. It has to move and adapt with us in a way, because that is important in life. So I love this because your planetary ruler Mercury is next to Jupiter in Gemini in your first house. So I feel like a lot of blessings are going to start coming to you. With 10 of Cups, the Empress, the Justice card, this is a time where I feel like a lot of my Geminis are going to find that the blessings that they've been looking for are coming to them. So this could be a fulfilling relationship. This could be feeling financially more abundant, manifesting and starting to believe in the power of your thoughts and your ability to attract what you want into your life. The Justice card is a card of fairness, that if I put in energy into something or someone, I'm going to get it back. So there's this feeling of like the universe is starting to come around for you and is starting to give you what you've been putting effort into in the past. So it's like a karmic payback, basically, is what I'm seeing here. But again, I think you're really meant to step up as a leader. So redefining yourself as somebody who can handle these blessings and make the most out of them and lead others with the blessings that you've been given. It's not just about like, gaining them. It's how can you then impact the world now that you have these resources, now that you have this partnership, now that you have that house, or you have some sort of stability or whatever it is that you're looking for. Now that you have that, what can you then impact now that you have more influence or more blessings or power in some type of way? We also have Mars and Chiron and Aries in your 11th, squaring Pluto in the 9th. So there could be some like anxiety here around, belief systems. Like, is this possible for me? I think that Mars square Pluto can be a little anxious, and there's a lot of Gemini energy. So there is some fears, some insecurities and things that could come up and cause you to feel a little bit anxious if you get too much in your head. So it's important to not feed into those. And it's important to also, wherever Mars square Pluto is, there may be some kind of sacrifice that we need to make. So maybe it's sacrificing an old belief about ourselves. Like, especially if we want to become leaders, like, is there an old belief that you are, or an old perspective or an old way of doing things that are not really representing like you as a leader? You know what I mean? It's like maybe you used to do things in one way and now you're doing them in another way, because that's the up-leveled version of you. I hope that makes sense. So yes, I see it. I pulled the offering. It literally feels like that. It feels like something that you're offering to the universe. Like, I'm willing to give up my youthfulness in this way in order to have this gift in return. I'm willing to give up my freedom and my singlehood in order to have my life partner. I'm willing to give up a little bit more time in order to have a really thriving career. So there's a sense of sacrifice, but not sacrifice in a negative sense, an offering. And I think for many of you, it will have to deal with like faith and belief and perspective, and not a literal thing, or maybe they're wrapped up with a literal thing. So that's what I'm saying for you, Gemini. I hope that resonates. It looks like you've got lots of blessings coming for you. Remember, you are in your leadership era. So see yourself that way, embody that confidence. This is your time to shine and to really value yourself, and to consider like what your beliefs are around your value, around your worth, around how people, can give you what you want. Venus is a lot about magnetizing things to you, manifesting things through this powerful energy of feeling deserving, feeling worthy. So a lot of that are things that you're going to be working on right now and combating any fears or resistance that are against that. So again, that's what I'm seeing for you. Feel free to leave a comment down below if you enjoyed this or if it resonates. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe, share with your friends. And if you want a reading from me, or if you want to join my email list, you can check that out in the description box down below. I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.